What's going on, Solid Steppers? This is Miss Ward coming to you, Tech the Titans 2.0 from 75 South. Right now, I'm headed to a place called Claremont. Knock out a couple of Samsung products, Bosch, and GE. So let's go get it. What I want to talk about is time management. You know, those who know me know that I cover 3 states and I deal with an exclusive clientele and get it done on a daily basis. I am based, I have a Fort Lauderdale base and I have a base up in Crestview. And the reason I made those moves, like I originally started in Fort Lauderdale, which is my home base, but I moved out to Crestview because I was covering Southern Alabama and the Panhandle. And that was a centralized location. I was able to get what they call a corporate apartment. And so I just basically write it off in my business. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that I'm the type of person, I'm finna move and get my bag. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna whine about it. I'm not gonna come up with every reason I cannot do it. I'm going to do it. And that is where your time management goes in. I made those decisions because I, number one, wanted to be able to double and triple the bag, be able to get quicker turnaround on clients and customers and services, and therefore grow my income and profit in my business. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I coach people on a daily basis, and one of the things that we tackle, and one of the main things we tackle is scheduling, management, and how do you manage multiple subcontractors, and how do you manage their routes, how do you manage your own route, things of that nature. So I think that we need to take a very close look at time management, personally and professionally. If you want to be successful in the appliance repair business, anybody that does this, the better your skill set is, and the more that you learn on the technical side, it will cut down your turnaround time on jobs. Like, basically, I can have all my jobs finished on a daily basis by 2 p.m. personally. That's generally how it goes for me because I'm not, excuse me, I'm not one of these technicians out here that's got to do 20 jobs a day. How they doing it? Why they doing it? It's none of my business. How you want to run your business, that's you. But Miss Ward believes in ticket averages. I make sure that I charge a premium, and I can do 4 to 5 jobs and blow 90% of the people out of the water just because of my pricing structure and the way I run my business. But it also has to do with my time management. Because not only am I looking at how I complete the jobs, I'm looking at the speed of completion, the one-stop completion, which is where your triage comes in, all goes back into time management. You should be gathering model number. Like I just was talking to one of my students the other day, and I was explaining that what I do is one of my coaching clients, I was explaining to him, one thing that I'm really big about is gathering all the information. And I'm not just talking model number and serial number. I have the customer send me a picture of the unit. I want to be able to inspect the placard for everything from type of refrigerant used, how many ounces, and being able to translate the age of the unit, things of that nature, because all that comes into how you figure out what's wrong before you get there. And I'm really big about having my game plan. Like, say if I'm working with an older LG and it's a refrigerant leak, first thing I want to know is, has the compressor been changed already? A lot of times it has, so then I know I'm looking at condenser and evaps. Then I'm looking at the year and the model and the build to see if it has double evaps. So then I know I'm going to be focusing on, in most cases, my fresh food evap. Same thing with Samsung. But once again, I'm able to go out with what I know I'm going to need and take care of the job on site. That way it cuts down on my return visits. It cuts down on my costs and labor and things of that nature. If we show up with the parts in hand, no matter what the situation is, we can take care of it. Now, also, the other thing I request is a picture of the unit and where it's positioned in the home. That's going to let me know what floor coverings I need, whether I want to be bothered or not, because I am not a carpenter. I don't want to be removing boards. Like, I've seen situations earlier in my career in appliance repair where I go in the home, and when they built the house, basically they put the floor in after they put the the dishwasher in, so then you got an issue with the towel, or they put a fridge in and then they have some type of trim at the top where you got to remove it just to pull the refrigerator out. I'm not living in that world because you're not paying me enough. I don't see nothing cute about that because I'm a professional. Now I will refer you to somebody else's handy that can do it for you. Or if the customer removes it themselves, because I'm not going to be responsible for chipping paint and drama. There are too many jobs out here that I can go do stress-free without having to worry about those additional things. And that's what I'm talking about. Until you get in the game and really understand how to manage your time, because there's some jobs that's going to take you 15 minutes, but you got to stretch it out because you don't want to hit a customer mouth. You got other jobs that's going to should take you 15 minutes, but it took you an hour and a half because you got in your head and you got away from the basics, or you let the customer's thoughts or what the customer thought it was get in your head. And this is why you have to be the consummate professional. You have to be able to manage yourself in those situations and always pay attention to your time. Like this morning, I got up at 4:30 because I had so much paperwork. And I mean, me, as thorough as I am with handling invoices and getting customers billed and handling all that, I found out I missed 2. I was like, what? Or maybe 3. But that just confirmed the fact for me that I have a ritual. Every night, I make sure everything's closed in the business. If I'm too exhausted, I make sure I get up early the next door and clear it out. Because as a human being, any unfinished business is going to keep you from doing what you want to do. You may not have it in the forefront of your mind, but it's in your damn subconscious nagging the hell out you. And so it's affecting your way to do business, and it's affecting your effectiveness and how quick you can get the business done. Because for every job and every situation, you should be able to approach those situations clear-headed and be the expert you need to be. And that's one thing I talk to people about, order and organization. Now let's talk about our software that we're using to run our routes. I'm a big fan of WorkEase, but I've come to understand how expensive it is. And for people starting out, I would recommend you use Housecall. Now, the advantage about Housecall is that if you really study the software, you can make it do what you needed to do. But you just have to be clear about the workflow. What I mean by workflow, when you're scheduling, like everything that I do my stuff through these templates that I design in both systems. I use WorkEase and Housecall Pro. The beautiful part about WorkEase, if you're just starting out, you can always sign up for WorkEase Lite, which is free, and it will allow you to schedule up to 30 jobs. Now, 30 jobs is something that we're pushing basically weekly, so that doesn't work for us. But what I'm saying is, once you get started, and even if you already have a business, you can open up WorkEase Lite and just use it just to learn the software and to try out different systems. Because the thing about WorkEase Lite is they have some preset templates that really work for people who aren't comfortable designing their own. And when I say template, all it is your typical message that you would send to every customer. You want to create a generalized message that you can just pin on the top of your message bar and copy and paste. That way, when you're dealing with clients, it's like boom, boom, boom. Like whenever I have someone call in for refrigeration, I copy and paste what I need them to do. I will get a link for where the model numbers are located, whether it be a video from YouTube or whether it be a description online. And you cut down your responsibilities and jobs. Now, if you got so much going on and you got so many calls coming in, you can't handle it. I'm telling you now, you need to get a CSR. The only CSR that I can recommend that there are 2. Jill's office, that's the one that Gio uses. He's a big fan of theirs, but he definitely micromanages that stuff too. Because Gio don't play about them phone calls. He's listening to those calls and he's getting right. He's sending emails and making sure things are corrected on the spot. And this is what I'm talking about. Whenever you run a business, as you add things, the only reason you feel like you're using money when you add a service is because you're not maximizing that service, And same thing with my office help. You guys, that's I'm part of the Service Alliance community, and on our podcast, they're one of our sponsors. And actually, Shayna is who owns my office help. She's going to. She's also one of the guest podcasters on our channel, Service Alliance Group. So go check that out. But my office help. The thing I like about my office help. Let me tell you something. They will spoil your ass. That's why I can't do it, because I'll never work. But what they do is not only do they answer your calls, they got scripts already in place to ask all the questions you need to ask of the customer to find out what you need in order to do the repair. You know, whether it's not cooling in the refrigerator, or is it cooling in the freezer? Is there build-up ice in the back of the freezer or with a drain? Is there build-up ice on the floor of the freezer? Like, they got all that already, because that's how they roll it. And then not only will they do that, they also offer a service where they will order your parts and things of that nature. They also, you know, if you need them to bill out your warranty and all that. But the key is, if you're going to ask these people to do stuff, please know what you're talking about. Don't just throw dirty paperwork at people and think that they're going to be able to represent your company well when they're submitting this paperwork for American Home Shield or Old Republic or whoever you do warranty work for, or the manufacturer. Because one thing people have to understand, you have to streamline your systems. You got to streamline your paperwork. That's all I got for y'all today. I'm about to get back in my world, but I just wanted to share that with you. Time management, organization is the key. Be blessed. Have a great day.